Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in for today's video. We've got something special to share with you, but first, if you're still a part of that 74% that's not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you never miss another new video drop again. Okay, now many of you may not know, but last week was my birthday. And normally I don't like to make a big deal out of my birthday, but this year my wife and daughter took me out for a road trip to some local card shops, although they were quite a ways from home. So the first shop we went to was called Kurtz Cards in Akron, Ohio. And this shop seemed pretty small from the outside, but was deceptively much bigger on the inside. We spent about 20 minutes here as they mostly deal with modern cards. I did find a stand with some junk wax era sealed wax packs, and there was a full box of the 1989 Fleer baseball packs that they were selling for about $10 a pack. Now, I thought I'd ask about getting the whole box and see if I could get a deal, but I don't think the owner was in the store that day, and the young man behind the counter said he couldn't give me a deal, and I just decided to get 2 packs to support the shop, and we were on our way. Now, side note there, they had a basket by the door with team bags full of modern cards that were free. I grabbed a few bags, and then we were on the road, so that was pretty cool. Our next stop was Triple Play Vintage in Cuyahoga Falls, which was kind of right around the corner there. Now, this was my kind of store. They had big tables in the middle of the floor with special marked cards. They had blaster boxes and mega boxes lining the walls around the shop. And then, in the back of the shop, they had a large shelving unit full of sealed wax packs. That's where I found our first new set that I'll begin collecting in June, the 1989 Pro Set. I also picked up 3 of these 1987 Topps baseball rack packs, and I picked up a couple packs of 1987 Topps football as well. Then I sat down at a table with some vintage baseball and football cards, and I spent about 40 minutes pulling cards from the boxes, and here's what I got. Okay, here's some card pickups I got from Triple Play Vintage, one of our second stop on our leg of LCS tour. We got a George Sisler and a Ty Cobb all-time record holders for hits. I think this was a $1 card, and then I also picked up a card for George Brett here, one of my favorite players of all time for the MLB. That was also $1. So those were some pretty cool cards there. And then these were the cards that I got from looking through his vintage baseball and football. Basically, I was just looking for any cards to fill out any of my Steelers collections or anybody that I saw that might be significant in any other way. So I've got an Ed Bradley, a Roger Craig, Nolan Cromwell. Man, look at this haircut. Pretty crazy. But he was a hell of a player for sure. Ricky Bell. He was a really good running back. I don't know if anybody knows his story, but they did make a movie about his lifetime as well. Then we got Vince Ferragamo. I thought he was a pretty good quarterback back in the day. Second-year card. You know, it's in pretty decent shape. So that was pretty cool. Picked up Ray Mansfield. Jim Marshall. Now this one I got, it is definitely creased or something right over here. Maybe a scratch or a crease. You got another big one over here. Let's see if I can get it on the light right there. Like another crease, another one here. I mean, it's in rough shape for sure. But hey, I think these were all 10 cents. So, you know, can't pass up the big guy for that. My first Jim Marshall. Reggie McKenzie, good player for the Bills. We got a Randy Gradishar, just went into the Hall of Fame. This one looks like it's in pretty rough shape too, but I wanted to pick it up anyways. Another Nolan Cromwell. This time he's got his helmet on, so that's pretty cool. Jim Smith for the Steelers. Manu Tuiasosopo. Didn't really see a whole lot of this guy in the bin there in the boxes, but I figured what the heck, pick him up. Roy Jarella. Gary Mullins. John McMacken. Henry Davis. Lawrence McCutcheon. I thought this would be a pretty cool one to pick up as well. Always liked him. Dewey Selman. brother of Leroy Selman. We got a Jim Smith card, a Mark Malone. Tell me this guy doesn't look like Tom Selleck. Ernest Jackson, Walter Abercrombie, Keith Willis, Mike Merriweather, and we picked up another baseball card, Frank White, just because the Royals back from the 80s, early 90s, really like those guys. So we got a 2-for-1 Frank White. Put him over here with George Brett. So that's what we got from Triple Play Vintage. And they are in, I believe they're in Cuyahoga. Yeah, Cuyahoga Falls. So that was pretty cool. After making a nice haul at Triple Play Vintage, we got on the road to stop number 3, All Pro Sports Cards. This one was in Cuyahoga Falls. I had high hopes for this shop after reading about his inventory online, and I have to tell you, I was extremely disappointed. This guy clearly had hundreds of thousands of cards on several large tables throughout the shop. He also had a lot of modern blasters and megas throughout the store as well. The big problem with this store is the guy didn't price any of his inventory. Well, almost all of his inventory. He did have some big vintage cards in a few display cases near the front of the store that were marked, but they were marked on the back side of the card, so we couldn't really see them anyways, so that wasn't good either. But I was excited because he had a large inventory and I wanted to look through some of these boxes. So before I got into looking through the boxes on the tables, I asked him how he priced the cards. You know, did he look up what the comps were, or did he have some kind of sheet in the back that he used? Whatever it was, I don't know. And he basically just said he prices them off the top of his head. Now, for me, that's a big red flag. And I wasn't about to spend about an hour or so going through boxes without knowing the prices just to walk up to the register and have him say, oh yeah, these cost $1,000 or something. I did find one card, though, that I wanted to pick up. I did get it for $1. It is a George Sisler card. It's number 6 out of 50 in the set. It's not numbered, but, you know, this is one of my namesakes, so I just wanted to grab this and add it to my collection for them. Okay, and the last shop that we stopped at, Niles Sports Cards and Collectibles, was unfortunately closed for good. We rolled up to the store and the entire store was empty. We just planned this trip 2 weeks ago and now they were closed, so that was really unfortunate. And kind of sad to end the trip on a down note, but overall I think we had a blast and I think it was a great trip. Now let's have a preview look at the 2 new sets that I'll start collecting in June. Okay, I just wanted to take a minute here to talk about some NFL news. It seems that on Wednesday, the NFL introduced the Protector of the Year Award, which will be given to the league's best offensive lineman, as decided by a panel that includes a number of former offensive line greats. Bills offensive linemen Dion Dawkins and Andrew Whitworth helped push the idea to make this a reality. This long overdue award will highlight offensive lineman accomplishment and aims to inspire future athletes of all levels at the position. They've come up with a criteria on skills, metrics, impact, leadership, durability, and strength of the opponent. Finally, I'm just so excited that men in the trenches will finally get their day to shine in the spotlight. People like Mike Webster, John Hanna, Art Shell, Anthony Munoz, and so many more. Let me know in the comments your favorite offensive lineman of all time. And now, back to the video. Okay, so the 2 new sets that we're going to get into in June are the 1989 Pro Set. Just one of the sets that I really kind of liked and haven't had a chance to pick up. And I did pick up off of eBay another box full of 1989 Fleer Baseball. This one I've been wanting to get into for a little while. Definitely be going to look for the Billy Ripken card. So there you go. Let's get into the 1989 Pro Set and see what we get. All right. Super Bowl 10. Ooh, Reggie White right off the bat. Hall of Fame player there. Oh my gosh, Joe Montana. 2 in a row. What do we got next? Deron Cherry for the Chiefs. Merrill Hodge, good player. Mark Rippon. Nate Newton. I'm not sure if he's in the Hall of Fame or not. I'll have to check that one out. Felix Wright. Art Still. Roy Green. Rodney Holman. The Boz. There you go. I mean, he had so much hype surrounding him coming out of college. It was crazy. But nice to have that card. There you go. Craig Hayward. Mike Pagel. How many Browns fans remember Mike Pagel? Pat Leahy, a kicker. And then we got this little thing there at the end. So that'll get us into pack number 2. All right, first pack was pretty good. Oh, we got another Super Bowl 10. So let's see if we get a repeat pack. Nope, Chris Miller. There we go. Dan Henning. Ronnie Harmon. Let's see if we get a little more light over here. Maybe. Okay. Leroy Irvin. Bruce Matthews. There we go. He's a Hall of Famer. Lomas Brown, really good tackle. Not sure that he's in the Hall either, but we'll check him out. Phil Simms in the Hall of Very Good. Put him over here. Kirk Loudermilk. Dexter Manley, another good player. Don't believe he's in the Hall either. Don Mosbar. Steve McMichael. Mungo, he is definitely in the Hall of Fame recently, as a matter of fact. Mike Reichenbach. Jim Mora. And Ralph Mojacinco. So there you go. We end on a punter. How about that? All in all, the 89 Pro Set did not disappoint. But now we've got to clear the field and get into our 89 tops. Nope, 89 Fleer baseball. Okay, put them over there, and all right. Pack number 1. It would be crazy if now these two are from the Kurtz Cards. So this is from the first card shop we went to. This is not out of the box that I got on eBay. So we'll see what we get here. We get the Atlanta Braves sticker. Andre Thomas. We've got Speed and Power, Jose Canseco. It's a nice little card there. We'll put him on a stand. Todd Frauworth. Tom Herr. Roger McDowell. Chuck Krim. Bo Jackson. We got a Bo Jackson in the house. That is awesome. We'll put him on a stand over here next to Jose. Bob McClure. Scott Bales. Chris Sabo. Oh, we got a checklist. Let's see if we got anybody off of here so far. Oh, I think we probably did. We've had Roger McDowell, I think. There you go. Good thing I had the checklist. Charlie Hayes. Steve Curry. Sean Dunston. He was a good player back in the day. Remember his name being pretty popular. And Paul Molitor. There you go. Put him up on the stand. Really good player there. And that gets us into pack number 2. Let's see what we get in this pack. See if we can pull the Billy Ripken before I even get into the box I bought, huh? All right, we've got some baseball stickers here. All right, this is the one I wanted. The Indians and Tigers and the Royals and the Brewers. Flip them around. Brian Downing. Dave Steve, he was a pretty good pitcher. I hated when the Royals played him. Mike Gallego. Milt Thompson. Ernie Witt. R.J. Reynolds. Gary Gaetti, he's a pretty good player. We've got Ken Gerhardt. Jose Bautista. Another checklist. Not sure why these are flipping around like this. Bob Walk. Look at this guy. Man, he is trying hard. Darnell Coles. Ozzie Smith. The Wizard of Oz. There you go. Put him on a stand. He was awesome. Wade Boggs. There you go. Another awesome player. And Bill Long. So there you go. That's your preview into the 2 sets that we're going to be collecting starting in June. Okay, now here's what's coming up on the channel. We'll be looking at the NFC and AFC team schedules for the upcoming 2025 season. We'll also be having our monthly May giveaway video, so make sure you get your entries in for that. And then we'll have another SGC card grading video and another player spotlight video coming soon. Now remember to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And click on this thumbnail over here if you want to see some more videos about sports card breaks, or you can click on this thumbnail over here and see some more videos about our SGC card grading journey. As always, stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time.